In this video, we will see how to distribute gems into a custom curve here. So we would like to add some jewels here, some gems here, okay, around this shape. So you can see we have a rail. I will show you how to make this kind of design later into the second chapter, but now we'll focus on just distribute into this kind of not that simple shape here. We have the size that I did use in the beginning of the design of this ring, and now I would like to distribute into this shape. So you can see that if I just add here a gem and want to distribute that into this size, for sure it will not be what I want, okay? So it will distribute that and it will not follow this line. So I don't have any other curve there to make this. So I just make Ctrl Z to come back before. And I will have to create these curves. And to create these curves, I will use the geometry that is already there. As you can see here, you have a design here. So the design, when you show it like that, flat, it's like that, okay? And when you curve it, so it's like this. And here we have the possibility to create a part, to take a part from the design and duplicate it, put it in another object and make a curve with that. And that's what we will do. So first of all, we will organize a little things there to not have a lot of objects everywhere. So first of all, I will just create a new collection. I will call it distribution curves. It's really important to organize well your file. Like this, everything will be well done. So I have another design after that we will use is the heart here, that we will use to make another kind of distribution, to show you another example, but we will see that later. Okay, so I have my folder here, distribution curve, and now I will go inside my ring, simple ring. We are not in French here, we are in English, okay? So Ctrl C and Ctrl V, just like that. And okay, good. Now we will continue that. I will enable the screen cascades. Like this, you will see what I do with the shortcuts. And now I will, let's say we don't have here the edge loop. We have nothing at this stage. So I need to add a loop that will be a curve after. So I will make a Ctrl R, and it's this curve that will be good there. So in the middle of the rail, it works always well. So let's say we want to do that and to duplicate that. So I will use Shift D, and you can see I have only the line that is duplicate here, and make a right click to keep it there, okay? So you can see now if I make G and right click, it's here and it stays there. And with P, I will separate the selection. You can see now I have another object, simple ring 002. It's still a mesh, it's not a curve. You can see here you have the little triangle, and I cannot distribute on that. Even if I go into isolation mode, here, with the numpad divide here, like that, you have only the object selected. You can see that it looks like a curve, but inside its vertices and edges, there is no, there are no faces here, but yeah, it's not a curve. To make it a curve, you have to make a right click and convert to curve, and now it's a curve. You can see. Now you can see we have the control points here, and it's different object, and you can see you have the icon curve here. So I will call it distribute curve. Okay, And this one I will put it into the distribution curve like that. It will be easier to manage. Okay, good. I come back, I go out of the isolation mode like this, and I come back here. So now I have my curve and I can start to distribute on it. But before, usually with curves that are modified with a complex shape like that, it creates a problem, and I will show you how to resolve the problem easily. So you can see I will add a gem, let's say 1.8. It's not really important, just for the example. And now I select the distribution curve, the round, and I will make my distribute on curve. Okay, so it will follow, it looks more or less good, but we can see that we have a kind of problem with the orientation. You can see that here we have something good. So if I use the tilt with 90 degrees, with 180 degrees, sorry, to put it well, we have a good orientation in the beginning, and in the end it starts to go inside the geometry, and it's because of the orientation of the curve itself. So to manage that, I will show you how to resolve the problem here. To manage that and to see well what's happening, I will make Ctrl Z and come back until I have just my curve like this, okay? And I will go there into the options of visualization, viewport overlays, and I will enable handles, normals, and increase the normals until you have these lines like that goes outside. You can see that in the beginning, the normals are well oriented and well placed, and after it comes to be a little distorted, and that's what we have to resolve. So you can go point by point and make Ctrl T on each point like that, and you can see now it's well oriented, but it will be very long to make it point by point, and I have something quicker for you. So what I do usually, I just select a dot here, and there's 3 dots here that are in the center like that, and I use the here proportional editing. The proportional editing makes that your action will have a proportional here action into the other selections here, the other object that can be selected. So now if I make a Ctrl T, you can see I have more dots that will be affected on that. And if I increase it with the scroll of the mouse here, I can just manage it like that, okay, with a longer distance, and increase and increase. And you can see now I can just in one click, so I put it well on top, and I search for the good proportional editing size with the scroll of my mouse. Here it's perfect, okay? So you can see now it's totally well oriented. Now some spaces might be a little inside or outside. I can come back to remake one, Ctrl T, okay? Just you can just see here there is a connected only option that can be important to manage that, and Ctrl T, okay, I put it well on top. It starts to look good, okay? And now we have something that is more or less well aligned. Maybe another Ctrl T to put it a little outside, yeah, like that. Perfect. So now it's well oriented. If you have a few that are not well oriented, you can come back to make another Ctrl T, sorry, and put it like this with less proportional editing size like this, okay? So the goal is to have only all the straight lines here that are outside and well oriented. So now I can add here, add a gem like 1.8 millimeter, let's say. You can use the the measure it tool to see that well, but I will put 1.8 and I can manage it after anyway. So now I can distribute this and I will make a new collection, and this one will be gems. Hoopla. Gems like this, okay, and I will put the gems here inside this one, and with the round inside like this it will be well organized. And now I select the distribute curve, the round, and make a distribute on curve, and you can see that now you have what you want here. So another tip here is to use the start end value to be sure to have something good there. Okay, let's say you would like something like that, and after you just have to increase the amount of gems here, okay, and it looks perfect. So if you want an even number, you will have this. If you want a non-even number, you will have both like that. I prefer with the even number. And that's it for the distribution like this. So the goal is to create the distribute curve each time from the geometry of the mesh. Okay, so let's say for example we would like to add little gems. So something important, when you have your distribution done like that and you have your gems that are selected, you just have to use something very good. It's in the object tab, but we will come back later into the object tab. You can use the mirror just like this, and you just select Y, sorry, and you have both exactly in the same time, in the same place. So perfect to align well what you want. Okay, so very interesting one too. Another tip would be to distribute little gems around this and maybe on these lines here. Okay, so let's continue with that. We have already some geometry that could be used. We will take these lines here, okay, something like that. Easily, just with control click, you select what you want. So I would like to make exactly the same as before that I did to create this distribution curve. I will make a Shift D, make a P to separate selection. You have a new cube here, okay? And this cube, I will make a right click on it and convert to curve. So as I have already distribution curves here, I will call it distribution curve 2. Perfect, and put it inside distribution curve. I will make another gem here, so I will make a new collection that I will call gem 2. Perfect, and it's inside this one that I will put my gems. Okay, perfect. So we will see what we will do with that. Let's go. So I have here, I have there. So I would like a little one now, maybe something like 0.5. Okay, and let's add that. Yeah, it's a little too little, but we will see. So we take the distribute curve 2, the round here, and we will make a distribute on curve. Where is it? It's in Javelin, not in the object. Let's go. So we have already a good orientation. We have nothing to change there. We can add some more quantity. We would like a tilt at 0 this time, it seems. And it looks good. And we can add some size, maybe until there. It's good. Maybe 0.6, it's enough. Yeah, 0.6 is enough. And we will increase the density, just like this. Play with the start and the end, just to have what we want. And let's say I would like to have something even, like this. I have 4 there. I would like to have 5 even. It's possible? Yeah, it's possible, and it gives me perfect result. So we could change a little the orientation of it with the here inside the curve. So we can make a Control T like that. As you can see, it changes a little. So I will just not take too much size of it. Still with the proportional editing. We will talk about proportional editing more deeply into the training. So like this, we have something like that, okay? So it can be very interesting to do it like this. Now we would like maybe to add some gems there and there. So how to do that? The goal will be to make the Control L like this, just to have this line available, okay? So let's say 1, 2, 3 until there. Perfect. And I make Shift D as I did before, and P, separate selection. Now I have another object here, the cube, and I will rename it Distribute Curve 3. Perfect. I will use only one because after with the mirror option I will put on the 4 inside. So distribute curve, I put it into the distribution curves, and I will just make a right click to convert it to a curve. So now if I add here another gem with another collection gems, it will call gems 3. I organize it well to put it here. Okay, perfect. And I add a gem inside, maybe 0.6. And okay, perfect. And now we would like to distribute on that. So I select this one, then this one, and distribute on curve. And we have something well aligned. We have to change a little the tilt. Just like this. Maybe we want to put less gems and play with the start end to be sure that it's well oriented and well placed. So yeah, maybe I will have to play with the orientation of the curve in the end. Not a lot, but just, yeah, something like that. And we have what we want more or less. So now I come back to the curve and play with this orientation. I select this one and just use the Control T option like that, Control T2, and now I have what I want. So now I just have to select these gems and use the object mirror into the y-axis first, then into another x-axis now, and another y-axis, and you have everything around. And everything will be into gem 3, so you can activate and deactivate after what you need to. So that's why it's important to classify well here. So that's it for our first design. You can even change if you want after the curve itself, like for example, if you want to make a GY like this, you can see that it will change the design and follow more the curve here, the design. So you have different options here to play with that. I can play with linear, so if I make GY, sorry, like this, you can see that you have more or less what you want, and you can make the same here, Y, sorry. And look at that, it follows perfectly the design. Okay, good. So now we would like to distribute that into the heart rail. perfect. So I will hide the complex ring. And now I will enable the heart, and I will make exactly the same technique. So this, I will show you how to design it after. I can go in edit mode. You can see that I have a rail. I don't have the curve that I need. So what I want to do is that I will just make a Control R to add the loop that I want here. I make a Shift D and right click to keep it there. Then P, separate selection, and I have my rail now. I have my my object that has the line that I want. Okay, so now I can call it distribution curve. Distribution curve. Anyway, just passed. Control V. Okay, and this one I will just put it like that and make a right click, convert to curve. So now I have my curve and I can distribute on it. So let's say I would like this time to make it well and go there into this and that. So select, there's two here, and you go into the view and go into the measure it. Why it's not here? It's because I didn't change the preferences before. So enable measure it here. Okay, close that, good, and save that. Save preferences in case. Okay, and now I have my measure it tool. I can show and make a segment here, put it into millimeters like that, and I have 1.67. So it might be good to use maybe 1.7. Let's go for that. I can hide this now, and I will go into here, the Geocraft add-on, add a gem. Let's say it will be diamond again, but it could be other things, like maybe, let's take a cushion here, and we told 1.7. Good, and let's take some emerald. Okay, so we have what we want more or less. Now I would like to distribute on curve, so I select that, put it in a new collection. This collection will be gems again, and I will select the curve, the cushion, and distribute on curve. Okay, so we have the orientation that is not good because the tilt is not good here. Okay, and I can play around with the rotation maybe, but first of all we will increase the number and put the start at 0. Yeah, will be better, and you will have more or less what you want, as you can see, and it will follow well, just like that. Okay, we have our gems that follow perfectly the curve that we did create from the geometry of the mesh. So this is the technique that you will use to distribute gems, and it's very important to understand that you if you don't have the curve by default, you create the curve with the geometry that you have. That's it. And you can another technique will be and I show you that just quickly. I come back with the ring and the heart rare with the gems inside. Okay, perfect. So let's say I would like to follow the curve, this shape, like for example, if I go there, I would like to add some gems around, but with this kind of shape. Okay, and I don't have it. Okay, so what I do with this kind of case, I will just hide the gems here. I will hide the distribution curve too, I guess. Yeah, okay, perfect. And what I do with this, usually I just create a circle with a number of vertices that are enough. I would say that 32 is enough. And I will go into edit mode, put it in with GZ there, okay? And to follow the size of what you want, you make a S, for example. You remove the, this. You make a S, okay? And to have more or less what you want, you select the 2 here and make with the proportional editing again. It's something that we will use often actually. With SY, you can see this kind of shape will be perfect. So with SY, I will have my shape, but it will not follow sorry, I select everything, put it a little bigger, like that will be good, let's say, okay? But it will not be on the surface. So to be on the surface, there is a modifier that is used, a shrink wrap modifier. You just put a target on this, like that, and it will will be wrapped into the geometry. So I don't want on surface, I don't want nearest surface point, I want a project here, and just click on negative and into the z-axis. It should be good now, as you can see, okay? So you apply this modifier, and now you have the geometry that is perfect, and you could use this to distribute on curve again, okay? I will not make this, no, it's just a mesh, but you can convert it to curve, and it will fit perfectly. So this is the technique that I would use into this case. So that's it for the distribution on more complex curves, let's say custom curves. And in the next video we will see how to distribute curves into distribute gems into another way.